Yo, 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 welcome back to the Further Your Lifestyle podcast, conversations on lifestyle, passions, and hustles. My name's Chris Furlong. I am your host, and I'm super excited to be back here having the conversation with you. Episode 81 today, and today's topic is how to progress and not be overwhelmed. Now, this conversation, this topic, it has blown my mind of how we complicate things so much. When we actually strip away the complication and the complexities of what we seem to just make ourselves fall into, things can actually be so simple. So let's dive into it. So I've always shared with you guys that if you want something, and I spoke about it in the last episode actually, that you need to take action. However, I also understand that it is easier for me to say do X and get Y when I'm not the one in your shoes having to do it, right? So reflecting on this, I understand it, I get it. But reflecting on this and to, I guess, better position myself in your shoes and your own journey, I have some fresh perspective, which I think for you, it will help you on understanding how you can progress more, yet you won't feel so overwhelmed or pressured into, having to do more or having this hustling mindset. But it will just help you tick off the small wins, and it will just help you progress, I guess, a bit more automated or smoothly or naturally. Recently, I was chatting with my mate, John Kuhn. Now, he's been a guest here on the podcast before. Great guy, really, really cool. And he encouraged me, and he actually challenged me about doing this challenge called 1-1-1. Now, you want to do 3 1 things each day, which will enable you to progress. And the catch with this is they don't have to be big. They can be so small and so simple that it's going to be hard for you not to do it. And what I mean by this is it could be 1 push-up, it could be 1 minute of reading, or it could be 1 sentence in your journal. Now, when he challenged me with this, I had a deep think and I had some reflection and thought, well, I want to keep it small. I want to keep it simple, and I want to make sure that it's hard not to do it, right? And I want to make it easy to win. I want to make it easy to complete. And they also have to be things which I'm not doing already. Thus, they're going to help me further my life. They're going to help me be moving forward in a direction where I want to be. And thinking and reflecting on this, I realized that, well, if time's going to pass anyway, and rather than me thinking and trying of something super cool or different or amazing, or that will be, I guess, set me apart from anyone else, is I looked at it from this perspective, is if time's going to pass anyway, what is something that I have been wanting to do better with, like feel better about or grow in or progress with, that I can do really, really simply? And there was 3 areas. There was weight and body management, meaning, I'm trying to lose a bit of weight and get myself a bit more toned up and regain some strength. The next one was consistency with reading and listening. Since I haven't been running as much due to COVID fatigue, that's when I'll do a lot of my audiobook listening. So I figured, well, let's keep it consistent, and I want to read more. And then the other one was building a better confidence with talking and speaking. Now, if I want to improve on these things, naturally people would say, okay, do more exercise, eat better, do a diet or change your food intake, move more, go to the gym, la-di-da-di-da. Or for the books or reading, buy some more books, download an audiobook, block out an hour and just do it. Which is true, I could do that. And the third one was like, well, if you want to build some confidence with talking, then, talk to more people, read more, get out there, get uncomfortable, and put yourself in a position where you have to mingle. And all these things are easy to say. Like, seriously, they're not hard to do, but they will require some planning, they'll require some effort, and they will require, quite frankly, for me to do something which it can just cause it to be a little overwhelming or just too much effort. So this was the approach that I took. I thought about it a bit more, and I figured, well, I knew I wanted to change my weight, but I don't want to make it hard to achieve. I want it to be almost, as I said, so easy that it's hard to not do it. I want to make it passive in some sense. And basically, I want to make it so that it's so hard to miss it that it will make me easy to do more of it, or do more of something else in a way that's going to enable me to progress. Right, so for weight management, I figured I'm already doing yoga and stretching. Majority of the time, that's every morning. Some days it's not. So I figured, well, let's add one set of something to that. It could be a set of push-ups or a set of sit-ups or whatever it is. I get to define what that looks like. Any type of set. The beauty about it is it's going to be doing more than what I was doing previously. So I'm going to be doing more, which means I'm going to feel better always doing it. And it's so simple to do. And what's cool, since starting, I've actually added 2 other sets. Now, these sets are only of 10, so they're really small and simple, but I'm doing 2 others of some different types of strength exercises. And it's so cool because they're so small, they're so easy to win with, right? So it's enabled me to build some momentum, gain some, confidence in that area. And it's also got me thinking, how else can I make some changes? And, I've changed some eating habits with breakfast. Usually I would have about a 750 ml smoothie a few times a week. And now when I make that smoothie, I divide that smoothie up to 3 cups, which gives me either enough to last me the whole day. So instead of snacking on something else, I just have a sip of one of those cups, or they become brekkies for other mornings, which saves me time down the track and it just makes it easy to consume. Or I'll usually have maybe some oats or some porridge. And I've also been thinking, well, how can I manage my portion? Because the oats are very filling and they do tend to make me bloat a lot. So I figured, well, if I can minimize the portions, but how can I make it so it's really easy and really passive? So I started doing overnight oats, meaning I'm keeping it easy and simple. I'm creating a cup of overnight oats the night before, and then the next day, I'm good to go. I just wake up, I can pull it out, I can eat it straight away, and it saved me so much time for the next day. Now, they weren't part of the 1-1-1 challenge, but they've kind of been, results or outcomes from doing this, or byproducts, if you will. So the second one was around consistency with reading or listening, and I wanted to read or listen to about 12 books this year. I'm currently on 8, so I'm on track to probably complete that, but usually I would do this while running, but since my weekly mileage has dropped by about 70% due to COVID fatigue, I figured, well, I still want to achieve this goal. I still want to, get out there and make this happen. But I need to do it. How am I going to do it if I'm not out there running? So I'm a huge audiobook fan, which makes it a lot easier to do because it means I can do it passively with doing something else. So rather than say I'll do 1 minute to, just read, because I feel like trying to read for 1 minute, it's not really going to be very productive. You're not really going to get what you want out of the book. And I'm not willing to dedicate 1 hour every day to reading because I'm just not going to do it. But what I thought about, well, what does 1% of a day look like? Keeping it to 1, what does 1% look like? And it works out to be about 14.4 minutes. And I figured this was perfect because all of a sudden, I'm doing my yoga and stretching in the morning with my sets that I've already mentioned. And now I can listen and learn passively and do 2 birds, 1 stone. And it's just a win-win. But I've also found that, if I start listening when I'm driving to, maybe I've got to go do a postage run or I'm doing the yoga, that I'll probably end up listening to more than 14 minutes. The 1% just makes it easy to tick off because it's a small amount. Now, this is where it gets interesting. Number 3 was I wanted to challenge myself with, growing my confidence with talking and reaching out to people. And this one probably wasn't as simple as it should have been. However, I realized that every day we talk to people. We text, message, or call, and usually for me, I text or message. Thus, I figured, well, instead of just sending messages, why not send 1 video message to someone each day? And it could be a message to them, or it could be a message to myself, my future self. And the idea is that it could be for a conversation. I'm going to be having conversations anyway. It could be for someone that I'm thinking of, or worst case, as I said, it'll be a video to my future self. The point here was I was going to have to chat with a lot of people anyway, right? And making it a video message means I can relay the message better. It makes it more personal, and I can level up my speaking and talking ability and confidence. So you're probably thinking, great, cool, Chris, you got some good ideas here. That's awesome. But what does it mean for me? What does it mean for you that is listening? Well, let me put it this way. By keeping things simple and easy to win, it enables momentum. It means you get traction. It means you can start to snowball and get the momentum you need to win and to be successful. Point number 2 is keeping things simple and easy, make it also easy to start and do, right? And if things are easy to start and do, you'll have the momentum and it will start to compound because things are easy and simple to do. And number 3 is you've now got the opportunity to combine momentum with doing and easy, which means you're going to get really good progress, because if it's easy to do, you're going to do it and then you'll build momentum and it will snowball and voila, you've got progress. So the beauty of this is you do not have to wait for a new year for anything to happen. So it means you can pick 3 things right now in your life that you want to better and you can start. It's really that simple. You can take 14 minutes or 1% of your day. You can take 10 minutes or one set of something, and you can literally change your life. So the question I have for you is, how can you do something very small and simple in the areas that you want to be doing more of today, right? It could be, maybe you want to learn a skill. Maybe you want to draw better. Maybe you want to learn how to draw. Spend one moment of your day focusing on that. It could be one session. It could be one drawing. It could be one sentence in your journal. It could be 1 kilometer running or 1 kilometer walking. There's so many opportunities here. And you do those today and you will win and you will progress more. And they can be so simple. Make them simple and you will progress so much quicker. I hope this is very clear, because to me it was just a game changer, because we can progress so quickly if we're willing to just spend 10 minutes or 1 minute to do a set of sets or a single set. And if you weren't doing that already, you start doing that every single day for the next 365 days, it's going to change your life. It's going to change your life. It really is that simple. So if you're interested in jumping on this challenge, start doing it and share with a tag, #111. Really do appreciate you being here. If you do have any questions, comments about this episode, chuck them down below if you're here on the YouTube. Otherwise, you can send me a message over on Instagram. You can leave a review on Apple Podcasts and also a rating on Spotify as well. Really do appreciate you listening. I love having these conversations with you. It's been an absolute honor, and you have a wonderful day. Cheers. Now, if you didn't know, we do have the podcast merch, and this is with a key focus of enamel pins. Now, if you haven't checked these out, make sure you do, because the intent of these are really just to be a small token and a reminder for you to charge on, to push on, and to further your lifestyle. Whether it is a gift for someone else to encourage them, or maybe to inspire them, or maybe it's a way to motivate yourself, or you can simply just make a purchase to simply support the podcast, which would be greatly appreciated. We do also have some sweaters and some long tees, so make sure you check it out. Link in the description and in the show notes. Really do appreciate it. Cheers.